Welcome to session 10 of how I'm building a decentralized application. I'm Bryson and you're watching Simulacra. This is session 10, the last session. And last session, session 9, we went over using MetaMask Wallet Connect, building and deploying smart contracts for the CommunityPool function of the web app, and testing those smart contracts using Anvil and Foundry. And so in today's session, it's a demo. It's a full demo mode. I'm going through the entire web app. I made a lot of changes to the UI, UX, really not the user experience, but definitely the interface, making it better, making it not look vibe coded for sure. And so we're going to get into it. Remember to like, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, comment them down in the comment section below, and let's get into it. All right, so this is the landing page, the new landing page, digital treasuries for every community. I really wanted to make the landing page look pretty sleek and not like many people's landing pages. And I think it looks like a pretty authentic and unique landing page to what I want CommunityPool to be. So this is where you can sign in. You can either sign in with Get Started, log in, or deploy a pool. I'm going to go through pricing at the end. So this is just a little graphic of what your retrieved balance will look like when you paste an address into the app and you retrieve the balance. The app is mainly supposed to be for personal use and keeping track of your total amount of saved digital assets you have, but you can also look up other people's, strangers, if you can find public wallets on the internet, you can post in their wallet and get a balance of that wallet. How much do you want to fund? This is what the deploy or fund a CommunityPool section is going to look like. Right now, I have Ethereum, PaxG, and Tether Gold. In the future, I might add more digital assets, but these two stablecoins and Ethereum are what I see being the future of crypto. Actually, Anthony Pompliano had a viral tweet the other day, and he was saying that most of everything in crypto is dead. Like, if you're not doing stablecoins, Bitcoin, or infrastructure, it's probably dead. So I'm probably not going to add more assets to be able to be funded with this app. I like digital gold, and then Ethereum is a great token, especially for contract and smart contract use. It says mobilize this morning. I'm filming this in the morning. It's like 8:55 in the morning. I implemented this to make it change. So I think at 12 p.m. when it hits afternoon, it's going to say mobilize this afternoon and then mobilize tonight. I think that's pretty cool. So a quick 1, 2, 3 of how you get into the application, create your account, add an address, connect a wallet, and then you can deploy CommunityPool. We have near instantaneous global pooling. So that is really the biggest advantage of global crowdfunding using digital currency, is that you don't have to wait on anybody. You can get into my app, create an account, connect your wallet, and put up a fund in 2 minutes. And once you put up that fund, anybody that has access to that fund, including you, can then withdraw your money immediately. You don't have to wait for a bank. You don't have to wait to get approved by GoFundMe or Kickstarter. You don't have to worry about not being bankable because you are in a country that the US government considers hostile. And so anybody in the globe can use CommunityPool. We're helping humans, not central banks. These are some of the things that CommunityPool allows you to do. I'm not going to go through all of them because it's my landing page. You can go to the landing page later. Sound money on chain. Like I said earlier, we're only doing sound money, really. Bitcoin, digital gold, Ethereum. Most of everything else, token-wise, is pretty dead. I really like Hyperliquid and what I've heard from them in terms of 24/7 on-chain futures trading, perpetual futures trading. But for this app, and for the goal of this app, which is to promote saving and to promote community treasury growth. I want to use tokens that are very stable. I know that will be here in 10 and 15 years in the future. And unfortunately, I can't use Bitcoin because Bitcoin is not great for smart contracts. So we're using Ethereum, PaxG, and Tether Gold. Build your community globally. Try CommunityPool now. So we're going to try CommunityPool. We're going to log in, and then we're going to send a verification code to my email, or you can sign in with Google for a very quick and easy sign in. So from my email, we're going to come back to the web app and post in the security code. It's going to verify and log us into the app. Cool. So this is our dashboard. Now we want to connect a wallet. I am already signed in to my MetaMask browser extension, my wallet up here. And as you can see, I have $100 worth of digital gold PaxG ready to use. So come out of here. We're going to go and connect the wallet. It already detects our MetaMask because we are connected with our MetaMask in the extension and we're logged into the MetaMask wallet. So we'll just click MetaMask. It's going to open up a new window asking you to confirm the connect for CommunityPool for account 1 or whichever account you want your connection to be. So we're going to press connect. So that's connecting. It comes back to the app. And as you can see, we have MetaMask, Ethereum, mainnet. So perfect. Now we are ready to deploy a CommunityPool and fund it with digital gold. So we're going to go to pools, deploy a CommunityPool. It says complete your profile to deploy. So I have KYC, know your client rules on this app. And I make sure that all of the users on this app have the proper personal information so that I am protected and my user is protected and my app is protected from unscrupulous characters. So let's update our personal information now. Okay, so I updated the personal information, the know your client rules for the web app. Now we're going to, again, deploy a CommunityPool. We're going to name the pool. We can name it Bryson Test Pool, and we'll use the same for the description. We're going to continue. I'm going to fund with Ethereum. I also have wrapped BTC on here. I probably need to take this out because while I like the concept of wrapped BTC, for a CommunityPool treasury, it could be kind of confusing to people thinking that it's real Bitcoin, and I don't want them to think that it's real Bitcoin. So I might take this out later, but for right now we have wrapped Bitcoin available. But I want to fund with PaxG since I have PaxG in my MetaMask wallet right here. And say I want to fund $25. So I'm going to continue. I don't want any additional owners for right now. Let's add an expiration date of January 1st, 2050. And then let's review our smart contract. We have our name, the description, we have the supported assets. This is what I'm funding with. PaxG, $25. As you can see, I have $100 worth of PaxG over here. I am the only owner, and then it's expiring on the expiration date that we gave it. So let's deploy. And so MetaMask is actually saying that we don't have enough money in Ethereum to cover the network fee. So we're going to need to buy some Ethereum to cover the fee of deploying this contract. All right, so I think this is the cost of building in public. We ran into a bug when I went to deploy that smart contract. It didn't fund, and it was because of a ABI issue. So basically what happened, as you just previously saw, I deployed the CommunityPool, and then I went to fund it with $25 of PaxG. And it did not go through, and my web app gave me a error. The error was f.allowance is not a function. So after talking with Claude, we figured out that allowance was a error in that the ERC20 ABI fragment list in the CommunityPool on-chain library was incomplete because I used f.allowance, which is not a function. And this needed to adhere strictly to my... And so this was such a big issue because we needed to adhere, as you can see right here, strictly to Ether's version 6 for contract and missing fragments. And so this is such a big problem with the fragment list is because due to Ether version 6's strict binding, those fragments don't get mounted as methods when you call the library. And so this is the solution that I implemented. It's just a single line of code, and then I ran some regression tests, and now I should be ready to fund this contract. So I think this is going to be a good page to use actually. It's called CommunityPool Bugs. I think it's going to be a good page. Back in my web app, let's fund one of these contracts. And I ended up deploying 2 accidentally. So we'll just fund one with 25. All right, so our MetaMask opened up. We're actually getting a deceptive request warning because we deployed this smart contract before and we had that bug that go through. So MetaMask is just making sure that this is an actual contract you want to fund and send your money to. It is. This contract is the same as the one on my app and the same as the one in Etherscan. So that is okay. So request from CommunityPool on the Ethereum network, and this is the network fee, and it'll take about 12 seconds. So let's confirm, and now we have our transaction was submitted. In our app, we should confirm inside of our app, and then the amount on the app will change to $25 for PaxG. Damn, another bug. Okay, so we encountered another bug. Let's go investigate. All right, like I said, building in public is, you're going to get bugs. You're going to get bugs in public, so that's unfortunate. But it's a good thing that we are doing these tests and figuring out what is working and what is not working in the app. So it looks like we had a boundary rounding bug. Basically, my conversions, transactions, TypeScript file did not have a buffer protecting the flow operations from losing at least one way. And so that's why we had a boundary rounding bug. So this is the fix that we ship to GitHub. This guarantees that the chain side conversion is always above the requested dollar amount. And then we ran some tests, some regression tests, and we passed them all. And so now, finally, we are going to test if we can fund this transaction with PaxG on the mainnet. So we're back on the pools page. Let me bring myself over to the left-hand side. And we're going to press fund. We are still in MetaMask. We are connected. We have our MetaMask open over here. We're going to fund with PaxG for $25. We're going to continue. Review your fund. Cool. Confirm in our wallet. Over here, we have a warning again from MetaMask. As this CommunityPool app grows and has more users, then I'm sure that this warning will disappear. Coinbase doesn't have a warning, Cash App doesn't have a warning, but it's because this is a app with one user on it, it's going to have a warning. So that is the spender, that is our contract, that's correct. PaxG requesting from our app, CommunityPool, and then a network fee is going to be 27 cents worth of Ether. So let's confirm. And MetaMask says our transaction was submitted. And then in our web app is working. And let's see what happens. All right. So MetaMask worked. It says transaction request. You send minus PAXG on the Ethereum network. And so we have a network fee of 65 cents worth of Ether. And so the first approval was due to the ERC20 protocol. Essentially, standard ERC20 funding is always 2 transactions. For the first time, you approve and fund, and there's no way for one signed transaction to both authenticate and spend and execute the transfer. And so it says right here, EIP 2612 permit collapses this into one transaction if the token implements it. PAXG does not. And so for this first fund, I'm going to have to do 2 approvals, and then all subsequent funds, I have made sure that I have unlimited approvals, just like any other exchange or decentralized app or wallet. So let's confirm this next approval. Our transaction was submitted. $25 of PAXG. We can go back home. And in our web app, we can see that the Bryson test pool community pool was funded with 25 USD worth of PAXG. So to test that, let's go to the Etherscan Block Explorer. And as we can see, we have $25 worth of PAXG on this contract. And as you can see in our MetaMask wallet, the amount of PAXG that we have has decreased. And so now for the final act, let's make sure that we can actually withdraw the tokens that we have put up in a smart contract. So we're going to go here. We're going to press withdraw. Since we only have this ERC20 token in this community pool, we can just say ERC20. We'll say PAXG. And right here, it says we have this amount of PAXG to be able to withdraw. So we're going to max it out, the pool balance. We're going to continue. We're maxing out the pool balance and withdrawing PAXG only, since that's what's only in our community pool smart contract. So let's withdraw. In our MetaMask, we are receiving back that $25 that we have. It looks like it appreciated a little bit in the 30 seconds. So we're going to have to pay a network fee again. Remember, all this requires money through network fees or gas fees. And that is really what makes digital assets, in my opinion, actually way above fiat, is because there are really no transaction costs to using fiat. The transaction cost that your bank charges you to send money around or take out money of an ATM of a bank that's not your home bank, it's all made up. That's just the bank literally stealing money from you. They can just move the zeros around on the computer because they don't actually send money to each other. All of that money is settled at the end of the day through the Federal Reserve. And so that's why cryptocurrency, and especially Bitcoin, requires a way more mature and, quite frankly, responsible patron of that own person's energy and time in the form of money. So let's confirm. Cool. Transaction was received. Let's go back home. And in our web app, we can see that the amount of PAXG is now 0 USD. And we can see PaxG went up to $99 back in our wallet. So now let's go to the Etherscan. And as we can see, we do not have any more PaxG in this smart contract on the Ethereum blockchain. So this is great. Okay, so this has been a crazy journey. I am really proud of myself for putting myself out there, building in public, building something that I thought would be really cool. And next, I'm on to the next project. The next project will be announced very soon. Very soon, I will start the work on that project tomorrow. And I'm sure in a few days to a week, I will start building in public for that project. So I appreciate everyone on this journey. This has been absolutely fire. CommunityPool is out. Digital treasuries for every community. Join, log on, fund your community, fund outings, fund anything you want, but fund it with tokens that you can take sovereignty over, tokens that are actually yours. Fund it with not fiat. Fiat is really the death and destruction of our society over the last 100 years. And so let's bring about more of a transparent monetary environment. Digital treasuries for every community. CommunityPool. Remember to like, subscribe, share with your friends. Comment in the comment section down below if you have any questions or comments regarding this entire series. And remember, on the CommunityPool landing page right here, I have a provide your feedback box where you can provide your feedback fully in paragraph form. I didn't want it to be a choice A, B, or C, or a list or anything like that. I wanted free form conversation. So leave your feedback about this series. Leave your feedback on anything I could improve with CommunityPool. And I appreciate all of you. And with that, you've been watching more Simulacra, and I'm out. Bye, everyone.